PPO3 is supported by Timber King Sawmills. For more information on my 1220 CRZ mill, or one of many Foley hydraulic options, go to timberking.com. Just got an opportunity that is partially gold, partially fool's gold. Lots of free lumber and logs. So that's a nice, neatly stacked pile of firewood, basically. Those, the bottom section of that pile, all those logs are 8 to 12 inches in diameter right there, so good firewood logs. I don't need a tremendous amount. And then, oh, I parked in the wrong spot. On the other side over there is like 15 or so red oak logs. There's 3 more red oak logs right there. Every one of those is saw log, so it's red oak, but you know, not the most desirable material, but that's, I mean, that's, and there's a couple more scattered throughout that trail right there. Those are all sawmill quality logs, and they're completely free, helping this guy out clean up around here. And then back off in the woods that way, I didn't take any pictures, but on a real steep incline is some monster hickory, which I'm not exactly sure if that's doable to get, number one, and worth it to get, number two. He's wanting to clean it up to get better views around here, and there's a very interesting story behind all this as far as this gentleman's property. Just rode around with him on the four-wheeler a little bit. And I am welcome to come and get as much as I want whenever I want. The thing is, I only have a trailer big enough to haul my tractor, not my tractor and the logs. So I'm about to probably really tear up my trailer, hauling logs back, and then using the winch on the Jeep to pull the logs off. We'll see how this works. I don't even know how much I'm gonna get today or what, but it was worth riding out here and checking it out. All right, every time I have a schedule set in place, an opportunity changes that schedule. I just got back from my uncle's house. Remember all the firewood I still had on here? Well, I just went over his house and chopped it all up. Well, chainsawed it all up and tossed it off. I need my trailer ASAP. So Merry Christmas, you got a bunch of firewood. I need my trailer to go get a bunch of logs. Before I go get those free logs, a bunch of free logs, I need to fortify the trailer just a little bit. Poor trailer. I've really worked this trailer hard. You see these straps right here, one on either side? That's because these no longer fit, because the middle of the trailer right there is bent down just a little bit from dragging those hickory logs off. So lesson learned, I got to fortify this just a little bit, and the way I'm going to do that is by securing a piece of red oak right on top of it to shore this up just a little bit, just to stop the logs from sliding off the back, from destroying that right there. You can see what happened here. This lip right here got caught, well, the hickory got caught on this lip, I should say, and just peeled it off, therefore bending this down a little bit. And it needs some work. It does not need a band-aid, but I don't have time for actual work on this. All I have time for is a band-aid, so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put a band-aid on it. I'm gonna put a piece of red oak across the front of here with a slight taper on the front side, so it kind of ties all this stuff up together a little bit. That way I can haul my tractor to the location, use my tractor to load up all the logs, drive home with the logs, use the winch off the Jeep to pull the logs off. And this bottom edge right here, if there's a board going across and distributing the weight, hopefully that won't destroy that any more than what it is. And then take the empty trailer back to go either get more logs or get the tractor and come home with the tractor. So why red oak? Well, because it's hard, and I just so happen to have one slab sitting here with absolutely no destination. Red oak, wider than what's necessary. Cut it to length, put a little 45-degree chamfer on one end on the log side, so as the logs come out they're not going to snag. And let's get to work. think we're ready. Quick and easy band-aid. I should have done that before I did the red oak stuff. I'm sorry, the hickory stuff. But I think that'll help get a little bit more life out of this trailer at the very least. This little dude cutting a 45-degree chamfer on red oak like that. You did good, little buddy. 1.5 inch red oak. You did good. Although it is green, so it's not like super hard. This gentleman has a beautiful German Shepherd puppy. Beautiful dog. These 2 logs are going to be top logs, and 2 logs for top logs, and these bigger ones are bottom logs, and that's what I'm calling the trailer load. I'm going to leave this here while I go unload. There's also 3 over here. I believe he said those are sycamore. I don't know how to tell on the bark for sycamore. Not too familiar, but I got 3, let's see, 3 logs over there, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 more right there. 3 of those are on the really decent size. The rest of them are kind of small, but still worth cutting up, I think, anyway. And then this is our load. I could probably go higher. The trailer could probably handle more. However, anything that gets pulled off has to slam down as it exits, right? Because I'm pulling these off with the winch when I get home with the Jeep. So I'll put like a 6x6 post right here, and of course the one that I just screwed down there. So as it comes off, it'll hit some, you know, some bigger meat and distribute that load. And I think that should be a lot better than my mistake with the hickory. But you know what? There are no mistakes. There's just happy accidents.
Am I safe right here?
You are completely safe.
Okay.
Good enough. Next one. That's why you get paid the big bucks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on the second load. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 4. Total 2 loads. That one over there is first load. This was second load. And I think this is, it's all red oak except this log. This is, I think this is sassafras is what he said. I'm not familiar with sassafras, but I like saying the word sassafras. This one has some discoloration. Watch out, Nolly. Nolly boy, watch out. Go on, Nolly. Has some discoloration here on the end. I don't know what that's all about. A little bit of punkiness right there in the center, not much at all. And then some discoloration on this side, so we'll see what's in that log. I was not too thrilled with the way I was getting these off the trailer using the Jeep winch. The winch itself, the problem with using the Jeep with the winch is I have to be inside it to hold the brake because the parking brake doesn't work, and it'll just roll in first gear with the engine off, with the winch anyway. So I just hooked to the winch and gently pulled back. I don't think that's the smartest thing to do, but it's what I did to get the job done. Unloading these off the trailer was actually really easy. I don't like the fact that all these dug into the dirt as I did get off the trailer, but then again, they're full of dirt and mud anyway. I'm gonna have to pressure wash these eventually before I mill them. That being said, there's more out there. I'm gonna go out there and get a little bit more today, this morning, before a wedding event we have to attend. Birds are out this morning. You hear them? I love the birds on this property. There's so many of them. All right, Grace, I'll throw it a couple times before I go. So this is definitely not a log hauling trailer, but you know what, it works. I put some 2x down on, just set them on the floor, they're not secured at all. But some 2x going this way, making sure that the logs, when I load them, are hanging off by 6 inches or so, or a foot or so. That way I can get a chain wrapped around it without too much rigmarole. Now on this side, I just have it looped through my winch, and it's an 8,000 pound Warn winch. It's locked into the retraction position. I know I probably should not be pulling on this in this orientation, but it's like so much faster not to have to worry about the spooling in and out and in and out and in and out and in and out. So I'm not yanking on it either. I'm just basically idling out just a little bit. This this red oak right here with a chamfer up front. You can see the chamfer is taking the abuse and the trailer is not. I should have done that a long time ago. The gate seems to be just fine and it works. That'll do, donkey. That'll do. It's a couple days later and it is turned off cold. Last night's low was like 25. Today's high is right at 40. And then tonight's low is like 23. Little cold spell here. And then in a few days, it's going to be almost 80 again. It's just that time of the year where the weather doesn't know what it wants to do. So final score regarding all of this red oak stuff. Those up there, those in the middle, these right here, and these two right here. Total of 18 big logs. Of the 18, there's about 5, 1, 2, 3, and then 4 and 5 that maybe they're going to just be firewood, I'm not sure, but the rest of them are definitely saw logs. And also got a big old chunk of red oak right here because that's going to be a nice big stump for splitting on if I do want to split. And I want to have a couple of these spread out through the property. I've got one by the smoker, I've got one over there where I split wood, and I've got another location for this, so I'm probably not going to split that up for firewood, and of course this little guy right here. Anyway, that was the first initial, oh, the wind is chilly. Sorry if the wind is annoying on the microphone. The first initial batch of stuff to get. There are a couple more logs that he's dragging out and getting for me to pick up, and this is all free stuff, right? Absolutely free. You know what? I'm gonna go sit in the Jeep for a second. The wind is getting bad. So all of that was completely free. Like I said, there's a couple more logs that he's pulled out already and said I can come get them too. It's kind of strange. It's like, this is a bunch of really good usable material for free. So all I have invested is my time and efforts to go get it, which is not incredibly far. And as far as my time is concerned, the lifestyle that I'm living is, so long as I'm doing something every day and being productive, that's good enough for me. Not every day do I have to maximize income and minimize expenditures. You know, I can still go on these little mini adventures and take advantage of situations, of opportunities. That being said, I offered to give him some pine in return. This is a huge one-way street here. Like it kind of makes me feel bad accepting all of this stuff for free when it's valuable stuff, somewhat valuable stuff. So like I said, I offered him some pine in return, and I'm going to give him enough cut up pine to enclose the side of a small little pavilion, I guess you would say, on his property. He's got a nice little pond, and I guess that'll be my way of saying thanks. Give him some rough pine boards, and I think that'll be pretty good for both of us, to be honest with you. Like I said, there's more material out there. I'm gonna go probably this coming weekend and get the rest of it that he's fished out, and then also I'm going to take a friend of mine from church up there and I'm going to donate my chainsaw time and my truck and trailer to load up as much firewood as possible and take it to him. So helping out some people during this whole process of me getting some stuff and trading on and as far as I'm concerned, a lopsided trade for some pine. Yeah, this was a pretty good distraction from what I had initially planned to do during these couple days. That's it for this one. You guys take care, and I'll talk to you in the next video.
I went out and tried to cut a pine tree down. Fell through the ground like Alice. Oh, what a sound. This must be a nest. I got rocks and sticks against my chest. I'm Alice. Dear Queen of Hearts, I'ma grow you white roses so you can learn to be kind. Tell King of Hearts to arm all his forces so you can learn to